Don't you guys worry, all right? Don't you worry, all right? Don't you worry about nothing. Don't you worry about nothing. The commissioner's back, all right? Don't you think that just because I missed a week, I ain't missing this week, all right? Your boy's here, all right? The commish is here. We're going to talk about the past 2 weeks, all right? We're going to talk about week 3. We're going to talk about week 4. We're going to do a little recap of week 3 because I really want to talk about week 4. It was good stuff in week 4. Like I said, this video is sponsored by Graco. You know how it is. Let's get into it. Week 3, I don't know. Let me jog your memory a little bit, okay? Week 3, a lot of blowouts, okay? Ton of blowouts. All the teams that won, okay? You take all of them, like, by the points that they won, the average amount of points that they won by, the average amount was 54-point wins. Wow. If that ain't a blowout, I don't know what is, okay? Big blowouts. It was a battle of the champs, to be honest. Champ of the week that week, it was between 2. They were going neck and neck. They were like, who could score the highest, all right? Joe Burr, he was the highest with 180.96 points. 180 points from Joe Burr. Give him champ of the week. Joe Burr, you were champ of the week for week 3. Hope for Joe. Battle of the Joes, battle of the champs. You were second on that champ list if we had a second place champ. She had 173. There are a lot of high scores, okay? Ton of high scores that last week. Chump of the week. We kind of know what was going to happen. Too fast, too soon recipes. Paul Walker, you're chump of the week. You had that coming, all right? You know, you're not winning games, okay? Chump of the week, pal. There's a lot of murmurs. We'll get into him a little bit more from this next week as well. We might have a report, maybe an interview. We'll see what happens. Yeah, he's chump of the week. Not a great thing with that. But that was kind of last week. A lot of blowouts, big stuff. Let's get into this week, all right? Let's get into this week. There weren't really blowouts this week. There were a few close games, though. All right, we're going to talk about 2 of the close games. We're going to talk about the games a little bit. We're going to talk about the 2 close games. Hope you can still see me. 2 close games. Room 40 versus CD's Nuts came down to a few points. About how many points? 4 points. 4 points. Okay. 4 points. CD's Nuts was down quite a bit because Room 40 finally showed up to a game. Guys won 1 game. That's it. For how good his roster is, they're talking on social media, his players, how they've won 1 game, okay? If I was the coach, I'd reel them in a little bit, okay? Because they got to figure it out. How about you win some games a little bit? They act like they won the Super Bowl. They haven't won anything, okay? Room 40 was up. Puka was giving him 30 points. Kyron Williams was giving him around 30 points. I think 2 other guys were giving him like 30 points. He was going off, okay? And CD's Nuts, you could check it. Look it up on the tube. Look it up on YouTube, all right? CD's Nuts coach went to his players, went and found Christian McCaffrey midway through the game, all right? Said, hey, grabbed him tight, grabbed him by the scruff of his neck and said, hey, I need you to get 50 tonight. I need you to get 50. That's what CD's Nuts coach said, all right? He said that to him. I need you to get 50. You know what Christian McCaffrey said? You know what he said? He said, I got you. Oh, he didn't get it 50, though. Did he get 50? Yeah, he dropped that 50 piece, all right? He dropped that 50 piece, and he said, Room 40, hold this L, dude. Room 40's 1-3. That's some crazy things, all right? That's some crazy things. That was a close game. That was a 4-point game, all right? The other awesome, great game. If people tuned into it, you were in for a treat, all right? Too fast, too soon recipes. Paul Walker was like, hey, we figured it out. We know how to win ball games. That's what you were thinking Sunday night. He was up 25-ish points, all right? 25-ish points against Hope for Joe. Hope for Joe, kind of dead in the water, was like, hey, we had a bad week. Not great. That's what I was saying. I'm like, hey, let's pack it up. Let's get ready for next week. That's not what Hope for Joe did, all right? You saw the tweets. Tweets out there. They went into halftime before that Monday night game and said, hey, we ain't done yet. She put her hope in the Seattle defense. And the Seattle defense gave it back and said, oh, you need 25 points? How about 29 points? 29 points for the Seattle defense. That's crazy. All right? This ain't the Cowboys defense. This ain't the 49ers defense. This is the Seattle defense that gave her 29 points. That game was a 4-point game, 110 to 114. She had a 1% chance to win. All right? Welcome to fantasy. Welcome to fantasy football. That's crazy. That's crazy stuff. Okay? So with that, your champ of the week is Hofer Joe. Okay? Here's the thing. This league likes, you know what the league respects? It respects underdogs. All right? And it respects grit, tenacity, and it respects hard work. Okay? And Hofer Joe showed that. Hofer Joe showed, like she said, we ain't done yet. I'd like a shirt from Hofer Joe saying that, or a hat, whatever it is. I want that. I want it tattooed. I don't care. We ain't done yet. Hofer Joe wasn't done yet. Hofer Joe, champ of the week. Hofer Joe, Joe Burr, champ of the week as well. We talked about him. He did good. He did good. Now it's time for chump of the week. Now here's the thing. I wrote this name down as chump of the week, and now I'm kind of debating it. I'm debating about it. It's Battle of the Chumps this time. You want to know why? All right, I'm going to stick with it. Chump of the week. Chump of the week was Joe Burr. Can you see it? Can you see it? Joe Burr. I don't know if you see this. He's a 2-time now. 2-time. And in between, he was champ. What are you doing? You can't do that. Joe Burr. I don't know, though. It's a toss-up. I could have written Room 40 on it. I'll be honest. Could have written. Why? Room 40's coaching is killing him. I'll rip Joe Burr apart in a second. Room 40, okay? You're down how many points? You're down 4 points, okay? End of the game, you have Patrick Mahomes. And I don't know what the coach was telling him, but you told him to slide and ice the game. All right, this is fantasy, pal. You get in the end zone, that's 6 points for your quarterback. All right, it's a point for every 10 yards you get, every rushing yard. You get in, you win that game. That is a coaching mistake. I don't blame Mahomes. I blame the coach. Okay? I blame him. You were close, man. You should have been chump. Maybe I might go write it over there. I might write also Room 40. Joe Burr. Joe Burr is the chump of the week. He was the lowest, 88 points. I can't put Room 40 when he scored 144, but at the same time, coaching is kind of not great for him. Joe Burrow scored 88. Joe Burrow, he's keeping his faith in Joe Burrow. He's holding on to Joe Burrow like a little doll, saying, hey, you're going to be great someday. You know what the doll's telling him? The doll's telling him, I don't know about that. I got a bag. I don't know. He's averaging like 6 points this season. What is he doing? I don't know. It was dumb. So anyway, chump of the week, Joe Burr. Champ of the week, Hofer Joe. Congrats, Hofer Joe. Joe Burr, figure it out. He's like this, champ, chump, champ, chump. I mean, those champ weeks are great, but those chumps, you got to have more champ weeks than chump weeks, all right? So anyway, the other games that happened, Coop Cup Clan versus Kirk F's Cousins. Coop Cup Clan, he's a juggernaut, all right? We have expectations for Andrew and Too Fast, Too Soon, how he's going to lose. We also have expectations for Coop Cup Clans, how he's just going to win. That's why he's not really champ of the week. He's a dog, all right? If people think that I'm kind of slobbing the knob, I'm not, all right? He's just good, okay? He's good. Kirk F's Cousins, he didn't play Josh Allen. That's a big thing. But here's the thing. I think he's going to be in the playoffs. I think he's got way better coaching. I think Room 40... I'd take Kirk F's Cousins' coaching and organization over Room 40 over Joe Burr's. Joe Burr's locker room is in shambles. It's in shambles. Jimbo slices. Coaching's okay. Coaching's actually pretty good. But you know what's bad? The training staff. Training staff, Jimbo slices, they're bad. But anyway, Kirk F's Cousins, organization, coaching, training, all that, I like it. They're making moves. They said, Kirk Cousins, we know we named the team after you, but we got to move on. And he's moving on. He's making moves. He's trying to get some points. He's doing all the things. He's not afraid to trade. He's not afraid to risk it. And I think that'll pay off for him, but he did take the L. Coop Cup Clan scored 174 points, okay? It was high scoring last week with a bunch of teams. He scored 164. He was the only guy to keep doing it, all right? He scored 174. He's lucky he didn't. I mean, the league's lucky he didn't put Brandon Ayuk in. He would have gave him 200 points. So I don't want to. Let's just let that be. Okay. Jimbo Slice versus Diavolo. All right, there. Let me just say something. There's 2 remaining undefeated teams. Okay. Coop Cup Clan. Shocker. I don't know why I did that. Why did I do that? Why did I do that? I'm going to cut that out. I should probably cut that out. Diavolo. All right. Diavolo. He's also undefeated. He's kind of under the radar. All right. He won by scoring under 100 points, I think, the past 2 weeks. But he matched him up well. He's playing well. He's very well coached. All right. They're going to play bad, but they're still winning games. That's why he's undefeated. He played Jimbo Slice. I feel bad for Jimbo Slice. He's got the injury bug. He tweeted out as well Monday night. He was like, hey, if you want your guy to be injured, send him my way. Okay. Training staff. Jimbo Slice, I don't know if you got to figure something out. Okay. They got to drink more milk. I don't know what they got to do. His quarterback, Pickens, he was scrambling for a quarterback. And he's like, okay, I'll grab Pickens. Pickens went out in like the second quarter. All right. He said, oh, my knee. Just like everybody else on his team. So I decided we do a champ and chump of the week every week. And I think we might do a new segment on who do you think is going to get injured on Jimbo Slice's team this week. Like, who's the next guy? So put it down in the comments who you think is going to get injured on his team. But, yeah, Jimbo lost that one. Okay. Joe Burr versus Just Tuckin. I mean, we know Joe Burr's the chump of the week. You think he's winning that game? No. His organization's in shambles. He's gotta figure stuff out. Do they bench Joe Burrow? You might have to. Okay, till you show him something. You've given him enough time. But he did make the moves. Kirk Cousins meandered over to Joe Burrow. All right, and I think that's a good move for each team. He's trying to fix that issue, okay? Just Tuckin, he's steady. He's back on the incline. He's got a good group of dudes. I'm telling you, he's the dark horse, okay? You watch him. Watch out for him, okay? There's some teams in this league that you're like, okay, I bet I can win this. Don't sleep on Just Tuckin, okay? Don't sleep on him, okay? Don't sleep. We're going to talk a little bit about trades. Trades are starting, kind of trickling in, okay? Don't be afraid to trade. Trades are good for everybody. You hold on to guys, that'll only do so good for so long. When you're like, oh, but there's a bye week and it'll be good. And I'm like, for 1 week, I'm like, go get a dude that can play multiple weeks other than that 1 week. Trade him. Like, just make some trades. You know who I'm talking to. There's a few people out there. Make some trades. Don't try and screw the other. I shouldn't coach into trading. But trades are coming. Injuries are coming. You know what's also kind of coming is bye weeks, okay? Bye weeks are starting this week, okay? You got to deal with injuries. You got to deal with a bunch of stuff. Now you're starting to deal with bye weeks where it's like, oh, okay, this guy's out. That's not great. You got to deal with it. That's fantasy. You got to deal with that. We're going to get into matchups going into that. Justin Herbert is out from his bye week with Hofer Joe versus Diavolo, okay? I had Hofer Joe probably winning that one. I think Diavolo's time to kind of get a little humbled, saying, hey, we can't win every game, scoring 98 points. So Hofer Joe, I think Hofer Joe's still going to win it, though. I'm going to say it. I'm being bold. I think she's going to find a way. I think the coaching's good. The motivation's good. They're high on the win. I think they might carry that in next week. Diavolo, I think he will lose his first game this week. Next, we got Just Tuckin versus Jimbo Slice. Just Tuckin with his new running back of the Dolphins. Everybody thought he was going to be a fluke. I don't think he's a fluke. He scored him like 26 points. He scored him 50 last week, 26. He's like, I'm going to pick him up. And he did. Scored him 26 points. Just Tuckin, dark horse, I'm telling you. He makes the right moves. He's going to beat Jimbo Slice. We don't know why. Who's going to get injured on Jimbo's team? I'm going, I don't know. I'm going to go with tight end. Whoever his tight end is, see you later. Or should we guess the injury? Maybe we guess the injury. I'm going to go broken collarbone. Tight end. Anyway, he's losing that too. Sorry. Coop Cup Clan versus Room 40. This is the matchup of the week. This is only the matchup of the week if Room 40 can figure his crap out, okay? He's got to figure it out. Coop Cup Clan, he might go off. He does have Keenan Allen out. All right, welcome to the bye weeks. Keenan Allen, is the number 2 receiver in fantasy right now. That's his position rank is number 2. He's out. Will that hurt him? We'll see about it. Welcome to bye weeks. Welcome to fantasy. This is how it goes. I have Coop Cup Clan winning that. Okay. This might be the week he loses, but I think I'm respecting Room 40 too much. I think he's more booty cheeks than I think. He's won 1 game. Why am I giving him respect? 1 game. He's winning that game. Coop Cup Clan. See you later. Matchup of the week is that one, by the way. I think it'll still be high scoring. CD's Nuts versus Too Fast, Too Soon. I'm not going to talk about this game because you know who's going to win. Too Fast, Too Soon. We need to see something, buddy. We got to see something. You got to get up right in your freaking players' grills and you got to say, hey, we got to play. We got to win some games, okay? Got to win some games. CD's Nuts, he's good. He's good. I think he's a playoff team. I'm starting to think you're starting to kind of weed out who's going to be a playoff team. CD's Nuts is a playoff team. CD's Nuts is going to win that. He's making moves. He's active on the trades, guys. He's not. He's active on it. And he's trying to make moves, do what's best. He's willing to trade, look into his team. Next, we got Kirk F's Cousins versus Joe Burr. I have Kirk F's Cousins. He's doing all the right things. We got a locker room that's doing good, that's got kind of some camaraderie. And then we got Joe Burr on the decline. All right, Joe Burr, figure your stuff out. Jimbo Slice, fire your training staff. Who else? And recipes, Paul Walker, clean the house. Okay? Kirk F's Cousins, you're doing good. Just Tucking, you're doing good. That's what it is. Okay. I don't know why I'm standing up, but we're standing up. But I think that's it, guys. That's it. That's the week 5 prediction. Okay. Hopefully we can get some more reports. We might have a guest for next week. We'll see. But that's it for this week. Have a good one.